Time waits for no man, and that's especially true today for Jim Goodwin. He has been sacked less than just half an hour after defeat to Hibernian. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's official. Jim Goodwin has been relieved of his duties. He's no longer the manager of Aberdeen FC, and we all knew this would be the case. We all knew this would happen. Just didn't quite expect it to happen this soon. But yeah, just shortly after 5 o'clock today, Jim Goodwin is no longer the manager. He has been sacked, and now Aberdeen will look to appoint somebody else. There's been no comments from Jim Goodwin. There's been no statement from Jim Goodwin. However, the Aberdeen chairman, Dave Cormack, has spoken about it. He was quick to initiate the sacking. He basically, straight after the final whistle, he relieved Jim Goodwin of his duties, and then he came out and released a statement on the radio, and just really weird, man. The guy was like crying and everything. It was strange, you know. It was like he began like emotional, and then the longer it went, he kind of just like broke down towards the end. And it's been a tough time for Aberdeen and Dave Cormack. I'm sure he is upset. I mean, it's been bad result after bad result after bad result, and this was just too far. You can't lose 6-0 to Hibernian, especially after the previous results too. So Dave Cormack, these are the talking points from the statement that he made. He says today the fans were brilliant. They never stopped singing. He says they brought 1,600 fans today to Easter Road. I tell you what, there certainly wasn't 1,600 by the end of the game. I mean, even by half time, I mean, the majority of the fans were gone. There was barely any left. Cormack said the away form since the World Cup has been abysmal. That's his own words, abysmal. I think Aberdeen's away form's been abysmal for quite a while, even before Jim Goodwin came in. When Jim Goodwin came in, like, Aberdeen hadn't won an away game in like nearly a year, so yeah, I wouldn't say it's just since the World Cup. I think in general, for the past few seasons, Aberdeen just have not been able to win away from home. Cormack said after the game, Jim Goodwin came up to him, he gave him a hug, and he said he knows it's not good enough. And I'm guessing that was basically Jim Goodwin's way of saying, I'm sorry, I tried, I'm not doing a good enough job, and I know I'm sacked. Dave Cormack said Jim Goodwin knew that he just could not continue on after today's result, which, I mean, makes 100% sense, because you just cannot. I mean, losing 6-0 to Hibs any time would be, bad enough, but when it's coming off the back of, a really horrific run of results, including a 5-0 pumping off Hearts, and then one of the biggest Scottish Cup upsets, if not the biggest Scottish Cup upset of all time. It's just like one defeat too far. Cormack said the players have to take responsibility. Will they take responsibility, though? That's the question. Probably not. I mean, Jim Goodwin's had to walk tonight, but how many players will have to walk? Probably none. So the players will probably escape. He said the fans deserve better. He said, I'm sure they're sick of hearing, about our success off the pitch as a business. They want to see success on the pitch, which is very true. Aberdeen, talk about money, financial profits, new stadium and all this, but at the end of the day, the fans want results, the fans want success, and I'm sure they care more about that than, commercial value and new stadiums and stuff like that. He says that he's humiliated with today's result and performance, and he is sorry to all Aberdeen fans. He says as the chairman, he has to take the blame. He says he deserves everything that comes his way. He said he deserves all the pelters that are thrown at him. And then, basically crying at the end, he finished it off, the statement, with, he's determined to get it right. That was his last words. He said he's determined to get it right before walking off. So there you go. Not good for Dave Cormack. Very emotional day for him, I suppose. Jim Goodwin, that's him out of a job. Pretty emotional day for him as well, and just one of the worst fucking results I've ever seen for Aberdeen, and I think this tops the Darvel game. I really do. I think they were worse today against Hibernian than they were against Darvel. Got to give Darvel credit. Look, Darvel, I thought, played well against Aberdeen, and at the end of the day, Aberdeen only lost 1-0, and I know it was against Darvel, but I mean, today Aberdeen were absolutely shite. They were shite against I mean, Hibs didn't even need to work hard for the goals. The defending, probably the worst defending I've ever seen for a top tier team. I mean, we've seen some teams take hidings, but normally when teams take hidings in the Premier League, it's because the other team, the opposition's played great. They've cut them open. Hibs didn't do that. They didn't. I mean, Hibs were just like launching balls, crosses into the box, corners into the box, and it's like uncontested aerial balls, and they were just scoring headers. And it was the defending was. It wasn't even defending. I'm not going to call it defending because it wasn't defending. But anyway, that's it. Jim Goodwin sacked. I'm sure he will probably. I don't know if he'll be talking about it today. He left the stadium about 20 minutes after the game. He just left into the car park and away he goes. So he not went back with the team. He's away on his own. Kind of sad for the guy, just leaves on his own. And yeah, I mean, it sucks for him. Ever since the World Cup, the results there hasn't been any results for him. I think he's had one win and everything else has been draws. So, yep, he had to go. I'm a bit surprised it was this quick though. I was expecting it to be later on tonight or tomorrow, but no. Dave Cormack made it official relatively quick there. So, yeah. Jim Goodwin sacked. Aberdeen need a new manager, and I think the chairman needs some emotional support because he didn't sound too good. But anyway, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Yep, Goodwin had to go. No surprise here, and it'll be interesting to see who the new Aberdeen manager is. I actually made a video on this last week when I thought Jim Goodwin would go after the Darvel result. I think Neil Lennon will get this job. I think we'll see Neil Lennon as the Aberdeen manager within a week. That's my prediction. We'll see if it's right or not. But yeah, I would put my money on Lennon. I think he's done a good job as well. People will always blame Lennon for the 10-0 season, but you take that away and he's actually got a half-decent managerial career. So I think Neil Lennon will be the next Aberdeen manager. Anyway, that's it. Let us know what you think down below. I'll catch you in the next one. And of course, until then, guys, been Fog Football. Thanks for watching. Unfortunately, that's it. Jim Goodwin, you're out of a job, son. And do I think it's harsh? No, it's not harsh, but I still feel sorry for the guy because I think, at one point before the World Cup, he was looking pretty good. He was sitting in third, and then, they take the World Cup off, they come back, and they just could not get any results. So it is what it is, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.